Hey, good morning, Nighthawks, afternoon or evening, whichever, whenever you're watching this. I want to reach out and go over a couple of items real quick. So I'll keep this video brief. I want first thing I want to make sure uh, and say is everyone needs to make sure you're reading announcements. Check your syllabus. Your syllabus has a schedule on there of what assignments are going to be due in what modules. The reason I say that is we had a course where for whatever reason D2L half the students saw when an assignment was due on their calendar and half did not. And so, um, but at the same time, this also tells me that they weren't going into the modules to look um, where there are readings, there are resources, and then all the assignments that are due for that module are always going to be in those modules. So make sure you're checking your modules. I know you're super busy, but it won't take you but about 30 seconds to click in and check that module or your discussion assignment or quiz tabs. I don't want anyone to miss anything. Um, your grades are too important to you as they are to me because I want you to do well. I want everybody to go to graduate school, right? And I want everyone to get an internship or externship because we're beginning to work on getting those to our students. And so I want everyone to have those capabilities. Secondly, let's talk about the AI and plagiarism rates. In the syllabus, it states anything over 20% is subject to not being accepted. We're getting some high AI rates. The plagiarism rates really haven't been that bad this semester. It's probably been one of the best semesters that I've had for plagiarism rates, which is fantastic. But for the AI rates, they've been a little bit high. And so anything up over 25%, you start getting concerned. Anything over 40%, you really can't accept that. And it could be something innocent and simple as you're doing your spell and your grammar check, and AI says, hey, instead of using these words, you should use these words for this sentence. You hit accept, and then it comes back as written by AI. And so if you're using a Grammarly or a Chat GPT or even editor in Microsoft Word, keep your wording. What I'm looking for is grammatical errors such as punctuation, misspellings. Those are the little details that I want you to learn to not miss and to catch and to fix. When you get into a professional work environment, as most of you probably already know, I was a non-traditional student also, so I worked and went to school, and so I had a better understanding. It's the details that really get people, and it's the details that help people get promoted. And because if you can catch the small things, the big things are always easy to catch. They're going to scream out loud that there's something wrong. But it's the small things that most people miss. And so that's what I'm looking for. I'm going to share my screen with you real quick. Okay. So we see here, this is a post from a few semesters back. And if you look down here on the bottom, it says there's 362 words. And the reason I'm showing you this is I want you to understand the original content requirement for discussion boards. And you'll also see something else wrong here. It's the individual put works cited. It should say references, but let's just delete these references. And now the post is down to 338. So we went from 362 to 338 just by deleting the references. There's a quote here. A quote is not original content. You can use quotes to prove a point or a theory, but it's not original content. Original content are the words that you write that come from you. And so we delete that, and now it's down to 298. And look, there's another quote right here. So we delete that. So now this student went from 362 words to 265 words, and they're not meeting the minimum word requirement. And I'm starting to see a lot of this. And so I want to correct this before we get too far into the semester because I don't want your grades suffering because of small details. So something else that I do is I put your discussion posts, your assignments, everything. I just go to Microsoft Word and I click on editor and it shows me, okay, there's three words spelled incorrectly. And so then I click on this and it'll tell me like, hey, because develops missing a letter. Okay. And health. It's got that weird slash in there. And so it's not giving us that, but we know by looking at it that that's what we need to do to correct it. And now all our spelling is good. And now it's saying you have a grammatical error. Okay, so that should be a question mark. That should be a period. So, and now the paper has zero grammatical errors and zero misspelling. So I can't count off for you on that. And see these blue and then in the red, this is where editor is suggesting that we change the wording. So if I was to click on this and then run it through our plagiarism check and our AI check, it's going to come back all likelihood is written by AI. So leave your original wording and use Editor, Grammarly, ChatGPT to check for your misspellings. They're fantastic tools to check for your misspellings and to check for grammatical errors, but don't let it change the wording. The way you write is you, and that is just fine. That tells me that you are understanding and grasping the concept of the material, and that's what's most important to me. And then outside that, the small details. So let's look at one more thing with this student. So let's look at the citation. This is not a correct citation. Okay. What should have been for this one is CMS, comma, 2024. And then when we go down here, there was another one, the Niles from the book. So we don't, there we go. That would have been the correct citation. When we come down here, we look at this. This should be references and it should be centered. When you put in a book as a citation, it's not enough just to put the book. We need to know the page number, possibly the chapter. Okay. That way because I do randomly check citations. I checked one over the weekend and it was completely and totally made up by the student, which was disappointing. There's so many resources out there that there's really not a need for that. It was really disappointing. Um, but put the page number, chapter number, and when you go to Purdue OWL, APA Purdue OWL, it'll show you exactly how to do that. And I'm going to show you that in just a moment. But references in APA format, the beginning is going to be on the far left, and then everything else is indented. And why aren't you let me do this? Sometimes you have to move the margin. And so this is how it should look. So I'm going to go to, and I pulled this, I copy and pasted this right off of Purdue OWL. And this should, and I'll upload this. And this just kind of shows if you have a single author for a citation or a reference, this is how the single author citation in your references. So this, citations go in your work. References is the list of citations at the end of your work. And this is how it should look in your references for a single author. For two authors, this is how it would look. And see how they have the volume, the issue, and then the pages. And for some reason, the pages 117 and 143, that should be all in one line. I'm not sure what happened there, but for citations in your paper, if you have one author, this is how it should look. Either if you're quoting or stating something that the author has said, you're going to use the author's name with the year in parentheses. If you're paraphrasing or using some of the author's work to prove something, then you're going to have the author's name, comma, and the year. If you have two authors, you're just going to have the the first author of the article, the and sign, the second author, comma, and the year. For three or more, you're going to use et al, just as it shows here. So So now you should see Purdue Owl. And this is how you go to this. You go Purdue Owl APA, hit enter. Click on Purdue Owl. And here in Purdue Owl, it's going to show you everything. It gives you examples. You got to get out of that. It gives you examples on how to do everything literally. It even gives you uh, student papers, examples of student papers. If you have other courses that use different references, it's got the MLA, the Chicago, what have you. Let's see here. If you want to see a sample paper, you can click on student paper and it'll show you exactly how a paper is supposed to be set up. If you just want to look at references, let's say articles and periodicals, right here shows you exactly how it should look. So, man, they like their advertisements. So I just want to show you a few items here. I'm going to turn off the screen share if I can find my little button. There we go. So I just want to show you some items. So maybe it won't help you, not even just in this course, but all your courses. I want nothing more than for our students to be the best. Straight A students, I want you, we have a student, I'm upgrading a couple of courses to honors, great courses for them to help them get into a graduate school as an honors student. They're part of National Honor Society. I want you to come to me and be like, hey, I'm such a good student. I need you to upgrade a course for me. And that is what I'm looking for. So let's just kind of recap real quick. Make sure that you're reading your announcements, you're watching videos, excuse me, that you're checking your modules because there's important readings. You're going to do poorly on the quizzes if you don't go into those modules and do some of that optional reading. Um, Make sure you're checking your syllabus schedule if you don't have an assignment in a module for 1 week, then there's something wrong. So reach out to me, but check your modules, check your calendars, check your syllabus. Maybe set 20 minutes aside a week at the beginning of a week. I open my modules on Fridays for the upcoming module that starts on Monday. So just take 20 minutes and go in there and put in a calendar. Okay, I'm looking in the module, I'm looking here, I'm looking there, and it says these assignments are due. And that way you don't miss anything. If you have any questions, please reach out. I look forward to seeing everyone tonight if you can. It's purely optional. Our Zoom at 6 p.m. Moving forward, they'll be on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. I'm doing something with my son tomorrow night, so I can't make it tomorrow night. Um, Other than that, everyone have a fantastic and wonderful Nighthawk day. I am super proud and super the quality of work I've seen this semester has been amazing. Possibly the best yet. We've had a few snags, but we're going to fix that. I'm here with you. I'm taking this journey with you. You are not alone. For my non-traditional students out there, like I said, I'm a non-traditional student. I am, I still take courses. You can never stop learning. And so I'm with you 100% of the way. If there's anything you ever need, please reach out and let me know. I'll help you with my course. I'll help you with other courses if I can. Whatever you need, I'm here for you. And I just want to make sure you understand that. Um, Outside that, have a amazing day. It's going to be like in the 70s. It's crazy. It's time to open those windows as long as those Georgia mosquitoes don't get in. Outside that, have a fantastic day. I will see you next week, everyone. Thanks. Bye.